how to remove and install a rear window regulator on an H2 Hummer. First, we're going to remove the plate screws, which is a Phillips screw that's hidden under the door handle. Of course, you use a Phillips screwdriver to remove this screw, and it may take 2 hands to do so. After you get the screw out, remove the door plate. When you remove the door plate, it will reveal 2 screws, or actually 2 bolts underneath the door plate. I used a 9/32 socket to remove those 2 screws. Next, go around the rim of the door and pop loose the little holding tabs. After you do that, take loose the pillar cover. Once the pillar cover is removed, you're free to remove the door skin. Now there's wires underneath that's connected to the window switch and also the light. Remove those. Peel back the window insulation. You don't have to remove it, just peel it down. Now my window didn't stick up or fall all the way down, so I had to kind of wiggle it and move it up to the right position. I used 2 suction cups to hold the window in place, so I was able to access the 2 10mm screws that clamp the window to the window regulators. I got these 2 little suction cups from Harbor Freight a while back ago that came in handy on this application. Now I use a 10mm socket to be able to access the 2 bolts that's holding or clamping the window to the window regulator. You don't have to take them all the way out. You can like just loosen them. Next, I go after the bolts that's holding the regulator into the door frame, which I believe is probably about like 2 in this line that I'm working on. And then there's 3 that's holding the motor on over on the other side. Again, you don't have to take them all the way out. Only thing you got to do is loosen them so they can be able to be removed. The 2 bottom ones you have to remove on the door that holds the motor in place, and then the one on top you just loosen. Now, don't make a mistake I did before and take the motor out. Leave it in place so you can be able to have a little bit of resistance to remove the electric clips. Now let's go ahead and snatch it on out. Here's the replacement part. You can freeze frame and look at the part number if you want. When you unbox it, only thing you got to do is go back, do the same thing in reverse. Place the regulator in this little slot with the screws already in it. Put 1 screw on the top of the motor so it can be able to hold the motor. Then you can loosely put in the 2 bolts that holds the motor and tighten up the window regulator. Next, we're going to reconnect the wiring harness to the door switches. Then I remove the suction cup so I can slide the glass down into the clamps. Before you do that, make sure you loosen up the bolts on the brand new regulator so it can receive the glass. Now tighten up the bolt, one of the bolts that holds the window to the window regulator, and kind of be careful with it because it is glass. Now plug everything back in. And adjust your windows so you can get to the second screw if you don't have it to level. Once you do that, go through the same steps of using just the minimal force to tighten up these nuts that hold the window. Make sure all your wires are out of the way of it going up and down. And then put your insulation back, line up your tabs on your door panel. And once you get them lined up, just pop them in. Next, put your two screws back in place, put your plate back on. And also don't forget to reconnect your little light that's on your door. It's a little twist tab thing that you twist it in, place it in, and pop it back up in here. Next, put in your pillar panel, pop it back in place, and power it up and check the operation. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.